All right, I'll tell him. Goodbye. Hi, good morning. Good morning. How do you send telegrams to the racetrack? Well, it's only about 3 miles from here. Sometimes we telephone them, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes the boy takes them over on his bicycle, but not always, because sometimes we telegraph them. And sometimes you don't. We usually do. Oh, by the way, did you ever see William K. Vanderbilt? You mean the big society fella? Uh-huh. No, never did.
I did. I delivered telegrams to him lots of times.
You remember what he looks like?
Oh, sure.
Did you ever see Harry Payne Whitney? No, never seen him.
I never saw Harry Payne Whitney either. Did you ever see Teddy Roosevelt?
No.
I saw James J. Corbett once. Did you?
No, never did. That's funny. It's the first time I ever realized how many people I never saw.
Bet you I never saw more people than you did.
Well, maybe not. You kids never seen nobody. Don't deliver this until 4:30 this afternoon, you understand? Yes, sir. Oh, I didn't recognize you, Mr. Whitney. 25 cents, please. 4:30 now. Don't forget, the time is very important. I'll attend to it, Mr. Whitney.
Gee willikers, Harry Payne Whitney. He's one of the big millionaires. Oh, Mr. Beamish, will you let me take...
Get him down before they get close. Skylark, 600 to 500.
Mr. Marigold!
Sunnyvale, 600 to 500. Sunnyvale, 600 to 500.
Come on, stop worrying, will you? You forget that the hotel bill that we've got to pay tomorrow, I'll be thrown out.
We'll pay it.
How?
I've got a tip that Sunnyvale's going to win this afternoon.
What are you going to use for money to bet on them?
Brains.
Say, you're being paid.
You'll find me. What's Sunnyvale paying in the sixth, Mr. Daly?
3 to 1.
Here you are, son. Here you are. There you are. That's me. There you are, son. Run along and buy yourself a horseless carriage. Go on. Come on now. Run along.
25 on Skylark to win. Yes, sir.
There you are.
100 on Sunnyvale.
Sunnyvale sure to win the sixth race. Kind as regards Harry Payne Whitney. Well, I guess his say-so is good enough for me, eh, Mr. Daly?
Well, Mr. Whitney certainly knows horseplace.
That was awfully nice of Harry to send me that wire. Of course, we're awfully good friends, but it was nice of him anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
200 on Sunnyvale to win.
200 on Sunnyvale.
I've been robbed. Robbed? Well... Can you imagine that? The victim of a pickpocket in Saratoga, and I'm supposed to be a smart New Yorker.
How much did they get?
Oh, about 400. What do you think of that? Well, I'm afraid you'll have to trust me for that bet, Mr. Daly. You know Mr. Whitney, of course.
Oh, very well.
Is it all right?
Quite all right.
Oh, fine, fine. Come on, we'll report this to the steward, huh? Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A lot of pickpockets around here just now.
That wasn't difficult, was it?
How could you be robbed of $400?
I couldn't.
But you said...
I'm a liar.
Who sent the telegram?
I did.
You sent it?
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant by brains. Daly wouldn't have taken that bet without the money, but when he thought I was a friend of Whitney's and been robbed, well, he put me down for 200.
You can't do things like that.
You can do anything you can get away with. You're only wrong when you fail.
Well, I don't agree with you, but you're thorough, I'll say that much. Harry Payne Whitney. You didn't even leave out the pain.
In case the horse loses. We better get back to the girls before that last race starts.
Have you noticed, Virginia, that the boys seem worried lately?
Worried?
At least Jack is. I think it's about money.
Oh, that wouldn't bother Murray. I saw him lose $800 one day and just laugh about it.
Say, what's his business?
Well, that's funny. I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, I never even thought about it.
And you're going to marry him? You must be awfully in love.
I am. Terribly.
And the fellow who gave me that tip said they came direct from the horse's mother.
You haven't won a race, darling.
Well, you have to take them as they come.
That hotel bell.
All right, Gloom.
Well, what are you going to do about Daly?
I don't have to worry about that until tomorrow.
I'm sorry you've lost.
The only loss I'll worry about will be you. Let's celebrate tonight.
What are we going to...
All right, we'll celebrate the fact that we haven't got anything to celebrate. How's that? I'll stand for the champagne, huh? Come on. More wine?
Oh, goodness, no.
Why do you want more wine? You don't drink.
Trying to put a little life into you.
Yes, what's the matter, darling? Does the future look that black?
Let me see your palm, Jack. I'll tell you. Now, let's see. What you do expect?
Am I going to get it?
Oh, with a rush.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid.
I wonder if we had the power to shape our future, would any of us know what we wanted to do with it?
Yes, I would.
You would? What would you do?
Well, I'd like money enough to travel and leisure enough to read good books. And I want to live among nice people. And always be in love with you.
Oh, you sweet.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to live every minute I'm alive and die when I'm dead. No, I mean it. I know a lot of people who are dead and nobody's got the courage to tell them. Not for me. I'm going to get all the fun there is out of life, and when there's no more fun, I want to move on to something else.
Yeah, what's your idea of fun?
Being at the head of the parade, riding up there with the big bugs. And I'll do it. One of these days, I'll be getting real telegrams from the Vanderbilts and the Whitneys.
Yeah.
17 flat. You're not doing so well, Mr. Mossiter.
Give me another $1,000. Well, boss, it looks pretty good tonight, doesn't it? There are 6 millionaires in that crowd.
And people used to say I was crazy to try to run a fashionable gambling house in New York.
That's why I don't get along better. I got sense.
Who's the girl?
She's a singer from Joe Reedy's Cabaret. It's Al Mossiter's girl.
He's got better taste than I gave him credit for.
Nice crowd. Hello, Peggy. This is Mr. Golden. Miss Warren.
Oh, I've heard a lot about you.
Good, I hope.
Oh, I wouldn't have listened otherwise.
Mossiter's playing roulette.
Oh, well, I'm awfully glad to have met you.
Thank you. I, too.
Come on, Peggy. There's something unlucky about a blonde being nice to you.
I still like my wife.
So that's the great Murray Golden.
Yeah, the biggest gambler in New York.
Very attractive.
I wouldn't let Al hear you say that.
Hello, darling.
I thought you were coming over right after the show.
Well, I had to dress, didn't I?
Yes, I'm kind of proud of the little old place.
You should be.
Say, boss, I thought you ought to know. Monster's lost about 40,000.
I better speak to him.
Don't stand there, will you, please?
Mr. Master, don't you think you better stop now? You're out over 40,000.
You're not questioning my ability to pay, are you?
Well, your luck may be better than other times.
I know what I'm doing.
Just wanted to be sure.
There it is. Just got it from Chicago.
Oh, that's a beaut. That's swell. Married 5 years today to the loveliest woman in the world. Thought I'd surprise her by remembering it. I'll pay her for this Thursday.
I say, Mr. Boss, could I get a loan of $5?
Get it from Freddie.
Mr. Freddie won't let me have it.
Why not?
I guess I don't never pay him back.
You'll pay me back.
Yes, sir.
You know what day this is?
Don't tell me you remembered.
What do you think?
Oh, darling. You are sweet. beautiful.
Well, I just wanted you to know I hadn't forgotten you.
Honey, can't you stay?
Oh, got a big crowd downstairs. 6 millionaires down there.
Honey, did it ever occur to you that I might get lonesome sitting up here night after night with nothing to do but listen to the whirring of those roulette wheels?
Oh, now, darling, you remember what I told you. As soon as I get 200,000, I'll quit.
You've got just $311,000. I went over your books tonight.
No. 311. All right, now, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make a little proposition. Just as soon as the roll reaches $500,000, I'll quit. Now, that's really on the square.
Your word of honor?
My word of honor. 311,000.
Come in.
There's a man went in the office to see you. Says his lawyer, whatever that means.
All right, tell him I'll be right down. Look, darling. Tomorrow we'll go to the races, huh? I'll spend all afternoon with you.
Oh, that would be grand.
And don't worry. 500,000 and we quit.
I'll wait up for you, darling.
I'll see you later. Hello, Murray. Hello, Jack. How are you? Glad to see you.
Say, you haven't got a story for a discouraged reporter, have you?
Sure I have. There's a swell story going on here right now, but not to print. Come on over and see me. No, no. Jack, do you remember my telling you that one of these days I'd be getting real telegrams from the Whitneys? Well, it's come. Not the Vanderbilts and the Whitneys, maybe, but people just as big. Willie Sherrick and Oakley Evans are two of the richest men in New York, aren't they?
Easily.
Uh-huh. Well, they've asked me to do them a little favor. Seems they took a couple of girls to Florida in Evans' private car. One of the girls got hold of a lawyer, and he's threatening to sue unless the Playboys come through with $500,000.
Blackmail?
Sure, it's blackmail, but the trouble is they can't have the lawyer arrested because they did go to Florida. And these social leaders, to whom do they come to get them out of the hole? Yours truly. Why, the lawyer's waiting in there right now to negotiate.
It's a dangerous business, Murray.
You can do anything you can get away with.
No, you can't. Tragedy is you won't find it out till it's too late. You can't play with that kind of filth and not get dirty. It's unhealthy.
It's going to be unhealthy for this lawyer. He wants $500,000. They're willing to give him 20.
How will you do it?
I had the boys look him up. He's a first-class crook in his own right. Don't go away, will you? It'll only take me a minute.
Hello, Murray.
Never mind the Murray. I keep that for my friends.
I'm Davis.
I know more about you than you know about yourself. Now, there's money to be discussed here, and I'm in a hurry, so lay your cards on the table.
Listen, I represent...
Now, wait a minute. Are you going to settle this thing like a gentleman, you're right, or you're still trying to be a lawyer? Here's a list of the things I can have you sent to jail for. You'll also find a few personal items in there, like the time you double-crossed Al Morrell before he was killed over in Jersey. It might be bad for you if his friends knew that. Now, you read that paper, and I'll be back in a few minutes to hear you say you'll take $5,000 to close that kid's trap. And take that hat off when you're in my office. Oh, I love handling rats like him.
I'd rather see you in another business, Murray.
All right, I'm a gambler. Somebody else is a Wall Street broker. Now, what's the difference? Except if you deal with me, you got a chance to win. You know what that is?
Oakley Evans.
That's a real telegram, isn't it?
How'd you ever get him here?
That's the price he's paying me for getting him out of the mess. He didn't want to come here either, but there he is. Oh, what an ad for the house.
You don't miss a trick.
Anything I can get away with.
Hello, Mr. Evans. I'm glad to see you.
How do you do, Mr. Golden?
Did you,
That's all right. That's all right. It's being taken care of right now. Now, don't you worry about it. Come on, let me show you off. I mean, let me show you my place.
I haven't been in any gambling establishment.
Just as quiet and refined as your most conservative club.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm telling you, mine... I know that.
Pardon me just a minute, Mr. Evans.
I will not. I will keep quiet. I've been cheated out of $50,000.
Listen, Mosseter. Gentlemen have won or lost as high as $200,000 in this place, and no one has ever questioned the honesty of my game.
Well, I question it now. I've been robbed.
Oh, you think you've been robbed, do you? All right, I'll tell you what I'll do with you. I'll toss a coin. You call it right, you don't owe a cent. You call it wrong, and you pay your debt. That's fair, isn't it? Come on, you're supposed to be a gambler. Let's see if you got guts enough to flip $50,000. Call it. Head. All right, heads it is. The debt is wiped out. But don't you ever come in here to play again.
You would make a show of yourself.
Come on.
I'm going to stay around a while.
I saw how that coin fell. It was tails.
Sure, it was tails. I got some big people out there tonight. I couldn't afford even the suspicion that that wheel is crooked. Besides, the ad is worth $50,000. Think of the talk that'll create.
Pardon my butting in. But say, it takes nerve to toss away that kind of money.
How about that other little matter?
Oh, sure. I've written out a release for you. I'll take the fine.
I knew you would. I had the check all ready for you.
I didn't know that you were interested.
I'm a personal friend of Evans.
Ooh, I wish I'd known that in the beginning.
Well, now, I'm sorry I had to be a little rough with you.
No, that's all right.
But I had never met you before. I didn't know you were such a regular fellow.
Oh, I understood.
I didn't catch your first name.
Joe.
Joe. Well, now I want you to stay around here, Joe, and amuse yourself. What's your pleasure? 21? I got an awfully nice game here. I'm kind of proud of it. Sit right down there. Sit down, Joe. Tommy, this is Mr. Davis.
How do you do, Mr. Davis?
He wants to try his hand at 21, and I want him to have the very best in the house. Well, Mr. Ed, that little affair has been all taken care of. There's your release.
I'm very grateful. I should like to show my appreciation in some tangible form.
Oh, now that's not going to cost you a cent.
Didn't you give him the 20,000?
Well, I loaned him 5, but he's paying me back right now.
Hit me.
I love to cheat a cheater. Mr. Evans, there is something you could do for me.
I should be very happy.
Well, my wife is a very charming woman. You mustn't judge her by me. And she doesn't know many people in New York, that is, the right kind of people, and I thought that if you could invite her to your home.
Well, really, you know, I have no control over the social activities of my family.
Oh. All right. Well, you're only wrong when you fail.
Pardon me?
Good night, Mr. Evans.
Good night, Mr. Golden.
Hello.
I'd like to bet there's a nice, quiet little nook around where you and I and a bottle of champagne could have a lot of fun together.
You'd win. Waiter.
Yes, sir.
Champagne, that 1893 in my office.
Yes, sir.
What was Oakley Evans doing here?
Oh, he'd been fooling around.
Dangerous to fool around with little naughties.
You're of age, I hope.
To you.
New Yorker?
Not native. I was born in the Virgin Islands.
Oh. You must have left there when you were quite young.
Always be sure and cover that center. If you don't, it's bad luck.
Yes, sir.
Where's the boss?
I ain't seen him in the last couple of hours.
So you won't make a date with me?
Now, you're a nice little kid, but I'm a very busy man.
Afraid of Mossada?
What?
Al and I are supposed to be pretty good friends.
Well, this afternoon.
The races.
All right, I'll pick you up at 2:30.
Swell.
Where you been?
Getting acquainted.
Freddie will take you home.
I'll get my...
Want to be seen with her? That fella Marsden's a bad egg.
Come on now. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and it's pouring rain outside. Will you be a gentleman for once in your life?
Now, listen, Murray, my wife's dynamite. If ever she found me in a cab with that kid...
She won't find you.
But I don't know what to say to a girl like that.
You don't have to say anything. I just told her everything.
2:30 this afternoon. Don't forget.
I won't forget. You want to look out for this fella. He's one of the biggest heartbreakers in town.
What does he use?
He's as harmless as a wounded leopard. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Freddie. Good night.
Well, we broke the record tonight, boss. The winnings were $330,000.
Well, what?
That's what they were.
300.
Not a bad night's profit.
All right, thanks. Close that. 330,000. 311,000. 641,000. 641,000. Hey. Did you get paid tonight?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Boss, I kind of heard one of the dealers say tonight the house made $330,000, and I kind of thought if you...
No, the dealer was wrong. The house won $330,005 tonight. Good night.
Good night.
Honey, you know what we did tonight? $330,000.
Oh, darling, now you can quit.
Quit?
Well, you said you'd stop when you had half a minute.
Oh, sure, but don't you realize, darling, the luck you're bringing me?
You gave me your word of honor.
Oh, darling, I know I did. I'll quit, honestly, I'll quit. I realize that running a gambling house is no good. I know that I win tonight and lose tomorrow, but don't you see that after we get some real dough, then I can do other things?
But in the meantime, what about me? Going to bed at daylight, getting up in the afternoon. Oh, Murray, what have I got to look forward to? The people I'd like to know will have nothing to do with me. I'm the wife of a gambler. You see, I want to be with you. I've always had a feeling that maybe you had need of me. I know there's something fine in you, and perhaps I can bring it out. But this sort of life isn't easy. I haven't any friends. I don't think you realize how little I have. Why, I don't even know that I have the satisfaction of being sure that you love me.
Well, you can have. Now, I may fool around a little bit, and a girl may hand me a laugh now and then, but no one could ever take your place. And you know that if it ever came to a showdown, there isn't anything in the world I wouldn't do for you. I'm an awful liar, but you can believe that.
Well, I love you. That's the only important thing I've got. Don't let anything happen to it, will you?
Don't you worry, nothing's going to happen to it. You know, you don't seem to realize what it means to me to fool around with that mob. Don't kid me. Oh, by the way, I won't be able to take you to the races this afternoon. I've got a business appointment. You don't mind, do you?
No, it's all right.
And now, darling, don't you worry. Please promise me you won't worry anymore. The house game will be all over in a little while anyway. Then there'll be other things, big sporting events. And I've got an instinct. I can pick winners. Next few years. You watch the wrestling matches, the boxing matches, the horse races, the automobile races, the motormobile.
The idea.
It's against the law to wear a suit too short, so we measure you.
Say, officer, do you get paid for that job? Sure. You're okay.
Murray, I'm crazy about you.
You're a sweet kid.
Yes, but I'm mad about you.
All right. I'm satisfied.
Yes, but...
For what?
Well, marrying me.
Now, wait a minute. You're a sweet kid, and we've had a lot of laughs together, and I like to hear you sing. But I'm married. And in a funny sort of a way, I'm kind of stuck on my wife. So if you don't mind, we won't discuss that.
Hello, Peggy.
Hello, Harry.
Say, Murray, Billy Allen just came down from New York. It looks as if Traylor and Curtis are going to be signed for that bout.
Ah, ought to be a good fight. They're both good boys.
Hello, Al. Sorry to be late.
That's all right. You know Mr. Traylor, don't you?
All right, Mr. Traylor.
Glad to meet you. Now, go ahead. Tell these gentlemen just what your understanding of the agreement is, so there won't be any slip-ups later on.
I'm taking $25,000 from you to throw the fight. I'm going to get knocked out in the 5th round, and I agree not to tell any of my friends to bet against me.
Then Understood?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're putting up $400,000 on Curtis. He doesn't know anything about this frame-up, so if anything happened to go wrong, you'd be the one we'd blame it on. It might turn out bad for you.
Nothing will go wrong.
Okay. Now, you fellas be careful how you handle these odds. Golden will bet his shirt off on Trailer here. And besides the money, he's the one guy I am out to get.
Stolen sweets are sweeter, that's the thought of every cheater in the game of love. Worthless words are spoken and a lifelong tie is broken in the name of love. Each stolen kiss and each caress may mean a moment's happiness, just that and nothing more. What does the future hold in store? Headache, heartache, nerves you can't control, conscience, tugging at your soul. That's what makes you wish you hadn't started fooling with the other woman's man. Scandal, it's all over town. Gossip starts to weigh you down. Everybody knew you'd be outsmarted, fooling with the other woman's man. To satisfy a vain desire, and just like a moth you play with fire. Another fool, another sinner. Although you know there's never been a winner, shiver, you're without a friend. Oh, weary river, that may be the end. 10 to 1, you'll wind up broken-hearted. No one's gone out since the world began, fooling with the other woman's man.
Oh, kid.
Thanks, darling.
How can you put that stuff in your stomach?
Doesn't your wife drink?
We won't discuss my wife, if you don't mind.
After being as close as we've been for 5 years, I should think we could discuss anything.
Except my wife. When you talk about her, you step out of your class.
Hello, boss. Hello, Peggy.
No,
You
Fred.
hear anything?
Plenty. Trailer's getting $25,000 to dive in the fifth. Who do you suppose is putting up the money?
Mouse in his mouth, huh?
Yep. And they've got over $400,000 to bet on Curtis.
Does Curtis know it?
No, he thinks the fight's on the level. You can't get to him. Honesty is a kind of a religion with that kid.
I want to see Curtis tomorrow night. Someplace where we won't be seen.
I'll fix it right now.
Curtis. Why don't you use a little sense? I'm telling you, Trailer's getting $25,000. But with the money he makes off his bets, he'll get more for losing the fight than you'd get for winning it.
Well, I never threw a fight in my life.
And I never fixed a fight in my life. Don't you realize you're just the victim of a frame-up without knowing it? He's right, Curtis.
Don't be a sap. Get yours.
Oh, I'd be no better than a crook. Say, Curtis, did you ever see a lot of money? Look here. There's $5,000. $5,000. Did you ever see $5,000 before? Do you realize, Curtis, that a lot of people don't make $5,000 in their whole life?
Yeah, but I never cheated anyone.
All right, Curtis, there's $10,000. $10,000. That's more money than a lot of good lawyers and doctors make in a year. Do you know that when you make $10,000 a year that you're a big man, you realize you belong to country clubs, you own automobiles, that you're a gentleman?
Well, I don't want any money. I just want to be on the square with
All
people.
right, Curtis, there's $50,000. Now it's yours right now. Take that bet on Trailer at 4 to 1. Do you realize what your end is? $250,000.
I wish you'd go to the fight, sir. Just my husband and me. Murray doesn't approve of my going to fight.
That's strange. He's so interested himself. How does it feel to be queen?
Queen?
They speak of him as king of the sporting world, and you're his wife.
Oh, well, I'm afraid it's not very desirable.
Why, you're the envy of every woman I know.
I don't see anything enviable in spending your nights alone. Always afraid. Wondering if your husband's going to be shot in some gambling row.
You know, Virginia, you should have a child.
I have. I'm married to him. I suppose that's why I stay married. He's such a, mischievous child. He does naughty things. He's always getting himself into all sorts of trouble. But he's sorry afterwards. And like the average mother, I always forgive him.
I never knew you felt like that.
Mine isn't a life for other women to envy.
11:30, I was to meet my husband at the Ritz. Virginia, dear, I do wish you'd go to the fight with us.
I will.
Oh, grand!
But I won't tell Murray.
It's Friday night. We'll call for you at 9.
Well, I'm going to see you before that. Is this the main bout?
No, this is semifinal.
Crowded, isn't it?
Seen Golden yet? He's out in the lobby. He never watches the semifinal.
Hello, Murray.
Hello.
What's new?
I've got $300,000 on trailer. Want to make a little small change? Bet on him yourself.
Is it fixed?
Mossiter had it fixed in the beginning, but I didn't like the way he fixed it. So I fixed it over. Trailer's supposed to go out in the 5th.
How can you win if he goes out in the 5th?
Well, which round comes first, the 2nd or the 5th? Bet on trailer.
Here comes the main event.
You're sitting with Peggy.
Yes, and I'm taking an awful chance. If somebody tells my wife...
Take her home after the fight, so I'll meet you at Martin. Remember to dismiss her.
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing at 147 pounds in this corner, Eddie Taylor of New Orleans. At 146 and a quarter in this corner, Georgie Curtis of Silver.
If you still think trailer is good, I've got a few dollars left.
I'll cover him.
50,000? 4 to 1.
All right. Get somebody whose word I can take.
How about Danny Winslow here?
Fine. I'm taking trailer, 12,500 at 4 to 1. Will you stand behind it?
Absolutely. Aren't you going to take your coat off?
No. We'll be out in a minute. All right, it's a bet.
So my word doesn't go with you, huh?
Your word goes with me just as far as I could push the Pennsylvania station.
Putting on a good act.
Won't trailer be surprised?
Pick the winner of this one. Nice fight.
Yeah.
I'll be around in the morning for that last 50,000. Good night.
Wasn't it exciting?
Terribly. Here comes Murray Golden, sweetie.
Which one?
The blonde in the black hat.
Is that Peggy Warren?
Yes, she's been his girlfriend for years.
She must cost him plenty.
He's already given her 100. Gertrude knows the lawyer who drew it up. And an apartment on Park Avenue, too.
Yes, sir, I feel great. I thought that was a nice fight.
Say, why did Monserrat take it so hard? He's lost bets before.
Did he take it hard?
He said if it's the last thing he ever does, he's going to get the man that double-crossed him.
Somebody double-cross him?
Hi, fellas.
Hello, Max. Hello, Mac.
Hey, Murray, can I speak to you a minute?
Sure, sure. Pull up a chair, Mac.
Let's go in Martin's office.
All right. Well, it certainly didn't look like a fixed fight to me.
If that was a fixed fight, I hope I throw a rubber leg. No, I didn't mean that as it sounds, you know.
You're not superstitious, are you, Freddie?
No, but I don't believe in saying things like that even in fun. You never can tell what might happen. I gotta keep my fingers crossed anyway. A black cat spit at me tonight.
Was she very mad?
Yeah, she took it pretty hard. I thought I'd better tell you.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, Max.
Well, I must run. I got my wife waiting outside in the cab.
All right, thanks very much, Max. I appreciate it. So, do you mind asking Freddie to come in here, please?
Sure.
Thanks.
Want me?
Yeah. Close that door.
What's the matter?
Oh. Virginia's found out about Peggy. She'll leave me sure. And she's the finest woman I ever knew. I wouldn't give her little finger for 20 Peggies. I gotta do something, and I gotta do it tonight.
Maybe you can lie out of it.
Oh, sure I can lie out of it. What? Come on, what kind of a lie? Give me a lie, will you? I got it. You gotta tell her it's you.
Me?
Yeah, sure. Now, you were with Peggy tonight. She's your girl. That's what you've got to tell Virginia.
I can't do that. My wife's jealous. She just as soon shoot me as clean her teeth.
We'll dope something else out tomorrow, but tonight you've got to take the blame.
Oh, now listen,
You
Murray.
gotta make it strong, too. Make her believe it. You tell her that if Peggy isn't your girl, you hope you'll be dead by tomorrow.
No, I can't do that. I'm superstitious about things like that. You can't tell what might happen.
Ah, don't be silly. Come on, I'll tell you in the cab what I want you to do.
Oh, Murray.
I'm up in 5 minutes.
Oh, listen, Murray. Can't you change that thing about dropping dead? I'm afraid of saying things like that. Honest, I am.
Now, you do as I told you. Hello, honey. I thought I could... What are you doing?
I'm going to a hotel.
Well, party?
No, I'm leaving you, Murray.
You're leaving me?
Yes.
Oh, what do you mean?
I understand now why you never want me to go to prize fights or associate with your friends.
Yeah, because they're not good enough for you.
Oh, no. You were afraid of the thing that actually did happen tonight. I overheard a conversation about your girlfriend. An apartment on Park Avenue, a $100,000 trust fund. I saw Peggy Warren at the fight.
And you're going to believe something
Oh, I'd heard rumors of it before. Murray, you've taken things from people all your life. Now you've taken from me the only thing I had. It wasn't your love for me. I suppose I never had that. Not really.
Oh, yes, you did.
It was my love for you. I'm sorry to have lost that. Frankly, I wish I hadn't found out about the woman. At least, not so definitely.
Well, darling, you're making a mountain out.
Yes, it would.
Peggy is Freddie Stanton's girl.
Oh, please, Murray.
He'll tell you so himself.
Yes, after you've had a chance to coach him.
Darling, I won't see him. Go on, you can call him up. He's over at Martin's. Go on, go ahead, phone him. I can tell you how those rumors started. Freddie was afraid that his wife would find out, so he asked me to pay some bills down at the apartment with my checks, and I did it.
took out that trust fund for it so that he wouldn't figure in the thing at all. He paid the money back. That's all there was to it. I don't like to squeal on Freddie, but I certainly can't take the blame for something he's been doing. So you go ahead. Go on. Please go. Call him up and ask him.
Hello, Virginia.
Well, of all the pieces of luck.
What?
Now, I certainly didn't have anything to do with his coming here. I didn't even know you knew about Peggy.
What's the matter?
Freddie, why did you come at this particular time?
Well, Winslow paid me that $50,000, and I thought he might want to bake it in the morning.
Go on. Go ahead, ask him.
Are you interested in Peggy Warren?
It's all right. She knows. She overheard somebody say that I was the man, and I had to tell her the truth.
Well, are you?
Well, I've known her a long time.
Is she your friend?
Yes.
Are you telling me the truth?
Well, now, darling, you know how superstitious he is. You say, if I'm not telling the truth, I hope I may be dead by tomorrow.
If I'm not telling the truth, I hope I may be dead by tomorrow.
All right, Freddie, you needn't stay.
Just take it easy going down with it.
What?
Oh, be careful how you handle that thing.
But, Murray, if only you'd go on another business.
All right, all right. I was going to surprise you, but you may as well know now. I've got enough money to quit. And the first of the month, I'm starting in the insurance business. And when you see the swell offices I got picked out, excuse me. Hello. Oh, hello, Jack. How are you?
Just heard some news. Thought it might interest you. That fellow Trailer was found murdered over on 9th Avenue half an hour ago. Remember Ma always telling you can't play with filth and not get dirty? Well, don't you feel a little soiled tonight?
Say I do. 5 years ago, he's one of the most promising fighters in America.
He was a nice kid, too. I remember the night Trailer whipped him. I was at the fight.
I often wondered what became of him.
Well, he's been in Paris ever since Trailer was murdered. He just got back this morning. They say he's drunk most of the time.
So Golden has become a king, huh?
Yes, sir. You've got to ask him for anything you want in this town today.
The king. Trailer's death kind of broke you up, didn't it?
Well, he was a good kid. Sure he was. Too bad he was killed. But then he double-crossed the fellows who trusted him.
He didn't double-cross anybody. That ain't what the guy told me.
Who? You know. The fellow who paid you to go out.
Nobody paid me. I was knocked out.
Listen, don't tell us that. He and I got together later and kidded about it.
Sure. He told us. We had a lot of laughs. Oh, he laughed about it, did he? Trey was dead, and I'm down and out. And all because I took his lousy money.
It's lousy, but...
Well, you wanted proof. I'll collect every dollar Golden took out of that fight.
I know something he'll pay a whole lot for it.
What?
To get his wife back. If she happens to be taken away.
That's it. Hello, Peppo. There's no smoking in here. What's on your mind?
We want to get Buddy out of jail.
What's she in for?
Butcher's mob.
Much?
I don't think he hurt him at all.
He died, didn't he?
Yeah, but he died right away. He wasn't hurt.
Say, what are you talking about? You mean he killed him?
Well, he's dead.
All right, I'm out. I told you, fellas, if you ever got mixed up in anything like this, that I was through, and I meant it.
Oh, but he fired at Buddy first.
But he had to do it or get killed himself.
Honest, we don't believe in any rough stuff either. This is our first accident.
And it was self-defense.
Is that straight?
Absolutely.
All right, take it easy. Get Judge Barth on the wire.
Gee, Buddy wouldn't hurt a flea. He's a good kid. He's good to his mother, too.
And how he hates to be kept in his cell. Now, he always gets the hives.
Now, you fellas listen to me and remember what I'm telling you, because I mean it. If you get mixed up in any more killings, I don't care whether they're self-defense or whether they're not self-defense. You can take your business elsewhere.
Judge Barth is on the bench.
You tell Judge Barth I want to talk to him.
Oh, but just what do you think of this?
Oh, say, how are you boys for insurance?
Back on the line.
All right. I'll tell you what you do. Get a hold of Freddie. Tell him to get you and Butcher's mob together tonight. He'll fix everything. All right, that's the way out.
Can you imagine that?
Don't forget what I told you about that insurance, boys. Hello, Judge Barth. There's something I want to talk to you about. How about having dinner with me tonight? My house, 7:30. Bring the wife. I want to get that indictment against Buddy Cannell squashed.
Well, if the detective didn't press the charge...
Who was the detective?
I think it was Tommy Duran.
Tommy Duran? You mean... Well, we played together as kids. Tommy Duran. Oh, I'll drive out to his home. Oh, that's already fixed.
Here he is now.
Up at the Buckingham first.
Yes, sir. See him leave?
Yeah.
You know what to do, don't you?
Sure. Come on.
Oh, we saw a cow there, too.
No.
It was white.
It was white.
Does a black cow make black milk?
I don't know. The next time I see a black cow, I'll ask him.
You asked him?
Sure, I'll ask you.
Come on now, you're going to black cow yourselves right to bed. They've been to grandmother's all day, and it's long past their bedtime.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
Good night, son.
Good night. Good night, Daddy.
Good night, son. Off to bed now. Here you go. Good night, darling.
Good night, Daddy.
And as my father used to say to me, God keep the heart of you clean. Good night, dear.
Good night, Daddy.
Off to bed with you now. Good night. See you in the morning. You ought to be very happy here, Tommy. Sweet little wife, nice home here in the suburbs. And it certainly must be great to have a couple of kids like that. I think so. Mm-hmm. How'd you like to take them on a little vacation, say down to Havana for a month or two, you and the wife? I'll pay all the expenses. When you come back, you'll have 10 grand in your pocket. You want me out of town when that Cannell boy comes up? Yeah, that's it. And you're trying to bribe me? Oh, no. Say, I don't bribe people, Tommy. I have friends who do me favors, and I do favors for them. You and I were kids together. Otherwise, I'd bounce you right out of that door on your neck. What's the matter, Tommy? 10 grand not enough? Huh? How about 20? You know what 20 grand is, don't you? That'll give you an income of about $1,200 a year. You know, I kind of pity. Oh, no, wait a minute. Whoa. Say, I'm a big shot in New York. I tell judges where to hit in at.
Only a couple. I know them. Small fry like Barth. Just a weakling. Out of 300 judges, you just got about 2. The others wouldn't let you stand in the same room with them. There's 17,000 cops in this town. You can probably handle 40. That's no percentage.
All right, Tommy. 25,000. Come on, don't be a sucker. It's yours.
I got mine. When my kids grow up, they'll be able to say that their old man was honest. It's a great feeling. A feeling you'll never know anything about.
Well, you won't take the money?
That's it.
Well, you're only wrong when you fail. All right, Tommy, good night.
Murray, you're in a game where you can't win. Do you know anyone who ever beat the racket?
I don't. You should have been a preacher.
I don't see how you ever got started in it. Not through your family. They were as honest and decent as any people I ever knew. I feel sorry for you. I've got so much and you've got so little.
You really believe that, too, don't you?
You don't know what you're missing in life.
Maybe I do, Tommy. Those are a couple of great youngsters you got. Say, Tommy, there's a little toy shop down in Fifth Avenue, and I've had a lot of fun watching the kids down there looking in the window, so I opened up an account. Why don't you have the missus take the kids down and get them a little something? Just a couple of toys, maybe $20.
No.
You mean you wouldn't let me buy a couple of toys for your kids?
I wouldn't want them to get any fun out of anything bought by your kind of money.
Nobody's ever handed it out to me like this before.
It's the way I feel.
Hello? Yes? Who? Wait a minute.
How does anyone in New York know you're here?
That's all right. I'm not trying to frame you. I always leave word in my office where I'm going. Always things coming up. Thank you. Hello, Freddie.
Now listen. I've got some bad news for you. Don't lose your head because you've got to do some quick thinking. Virginia's been kidnapped. Don't lose your head. 4 guys. Don't know who. They come up in the servants' elevator. Sure, ransom. They left a note.
What did the note say?
Anything I can...
No. All right, now listen. Get her back unharmed, Freddie, see? Do anything. Pay them. Only get her back unharmed. All right, Freddie. I won't lose my head. Now listen, kid. This is what you do, see? Get the money out of the office safe and out of the house safe, too. Follow the directions in the note. Pay them. There's only one thing I care about, Freddie. Don't let anything happen to her. Don't let anything happen to her, Freddie. All right, kid. Keep it quiet. Keep it quiet, won't you? I'll be right in. This is Masonic. My wife's been kidnapped.
Do you want me to...
No.
What were you doing, waiting for the guy's kids to grow up? We were in there long enough.
Come on. Faster. Step on it, will you? I gotta get back to New York.
What's the hurry?
Come on, step on it, will you? I told the chauffeur to burn up the road. I was kind of sick, I guess, from worry. Well, we swerved and hit this truck. But never mind about me. Are you all right?
Yes.
You sure now? You won't hurt her anything, will you?
No. They were really quite considerate. They said it was merely a matter of business. When their answer was paid, they let me go. It's this poor girl I feel sorry for.
Oh, I feel rotten about it all. I'll get those guys if it's the last thing.
I'm sailing for France on Saturday.
Sure. Sure, that's a good idea. You'll forget about the whole mess.
I'm going to get a divorce in Paris.
You're gonna... Oh, now, wait a minute, Virginia. We can patch this thing up.
No.
But I tell you, it'll be a new deal all around. We'll get a fresh start.
No.
Well, darling, wait a couple of months until you can think it over calmly. Oh, Virginia, not a divorce.
If I'd had any courage, I would have done it years ago. I've known about this girl ever since the night after you made Freddie perjure himself. I should have left you then. Somehow or other, I lost my self-respect. I must find it again.
But, darling, you don't have to get a divorce. Go to France. Live on the Riviera for 6 months or a year. You've always liked it there. Then you can come back.
To what? To the life I've been living? No. No, I can't come back to that. I can't stay married to a man who does the things you do. I have a conscience. That boy Traylor murdered. The other boy Curtis, a physical wreck. And now this poor girl killed. You seem to leave a curse on everyone you touch. And all because of your insane desire.
I know it's been tough on you, but... Oh, darling, let's not talk about it now. You're upset after all you've been through, and... You know what you ought to do? You ought to go away to the country tomorrow for a few days.
I'll be all right now. I've made up my mind.
Sure you will. Sure, you'll be great. Why, in a year you won't know yourself. A lot of good times ahead of us. I've got some fun coming to me, too. We'll take some trips, that's what we'll do. We'll take some trips around the world. That reminds me, this ransom, you see, took near all of the ready cash. Not that I won't get the money back. I will, every cent of it, but, well, I just won't have enough to operate for the next few months, and I wondered if I could borrow your jewels. Besides, they've always been lucky for me.
I'll give you the key to my safe deposit box. They're all there but a few trinkets.
Yeah. I got an idea. I got a swell idea. Why don't you and me pack up in the morning and go down to Hot Springs?
I'm sailing for France on Saturday.
Good evening, Mrs. Golden.
Good evening, Captain.
Oh, have you met Mr. Drake?
How do you do?
How do you do, Mrs. Golden? You a friend of the sea, too?
This is my close talking.
It's nice to see. Just a couple of old tars. But if I'm up 21st, I'd better get up on the bridge. It's a lovely night, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
You know, it's sort of nice to be alive.
Yes, it is. That's strange. It's been a long time since I thought about that. But it is. Nice to be alive.
Well, that was as nice a crap game as I was ever in. Even if I did lose 50 grand.
Wait a minute. I owe you 50,000. I'll cut you double or nothing for it.
You think I'm sucker enough to fall for that?
I never heard anybody accuse you of being particularly bright.
There never was a day I couldn't outsmart you.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do with you. I'll make you a little bet. Give me a 10 spot. Now, the first guy who outsmarts the other collects the 20 bucks.
That's good with me.
This is going to be the sweetest bet I ever won. You hold it, Jim.
You don't give me credit for much nerve, do you?
None.
I'll cut. Double or nothing.
Low man wins.
Cut.
9 spot. 8. All right. 100,000, I reckon. Double or nothing.
200,000. Sullivan.
Cut. After you. Deuce.
Ace, we're even. One cut for the 200,000.
Come on, it's getting late.
Wait a minute. All right.
One cut and quit.
Go ahead.
Jack. I'll settle with you for 50,000.
I thought you had nerve.
I'll cut.
Queen.
I'll be around in the morning to collect.
That's funny. That's the first time I ever lost big dough with that card. All right. That's enough, Frank. Get all tired out. Here's a quarter. Go and get your face washed.
You give me a quarter last night to get it washed. Why, it's dirty tonight. Ought to be worth more.
Can I see a minute?
Sure.
I got a gun poking in your side. Don't move or I'll let you have it.
What's the gag?
I'm broke. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday morning. I want 50.
You know who I am?
Sure, I lost plenty of jack to you in my time.
Say I remember you. You only coffee, ain't you?
Come on, $50 or I'll blow you apart.
You think 50 will be enough to bury you?
What?
What's the matter with you? Crazy? I might have popped you with a real gun.
I'm half starved.
Go on in and get some of these.
Hank, I'm sorry to do this, but I was desperate.
That's all right. Go on and get something in your stomach, will you?
Leggett's been found guilty. That means your 450,000 is now sailing up that well-known creek.
Remember Willie Coffey?
Sure, the bookmaker.
He just panhandled me for a meal.
If things don't pick up, I'm going to get a tin cup and some pencils myself.
He looked terrible, too. Shaking all over.
Listen, did you hear what I said about Leggett?
Yes. I knew that 15 minutes ago. Peppo called me in. Gee, he used to be a swell-looking guy. Telegram for you, Mr. Golden.
How much do you make a week?
14 or 15 bucks.
Got any openings over there?
Sure. From Virginia. She's on the Majestic. Dock, Tuesday morning. We'll want to see you immediately. Have surprise. Regards, Virginia. Say, you know what that means, don't you? She's coming back to me. Do you realize that? She's coming back.
Regards don't sound so hot to me.
Oh, that's Virginia. She was always too modest to put her feelings in a telegram. She's... Oh. Life's gonna be different from now on. She's coming back. I got a hunch. We're going uptown. Come on.
This is the turning point. Now I can use her jewelry.
Have you kept that stuff in the safe all this time?
Well, sure. I was afraid to risk it. The breaks have been bad. You know I never played against my luck. But now that she's coming back, the luck's coming back, too. I'll take those jewels over to Benny's tonight and get $100,000. And then that crap game. From now on, you just watch my dust. Come on, speed it up there, will you, buddy? Say, my feet itching to get on those dice. Tonight, that crap game, and then tomorrow. You look marvelous, Virginia. I'm kind of embarrassed in front of you. Gee, it sure is great to see you again. I've been lost without you.
You don't look so well, Murray.
Oh, well, I've had a couple of worries lately, but that's all right. It's all over now. What was your idea coming to the hotel? I still got the apartment.
You seem to forget we're divorced.
Oh, I know, but there's no reason why we can't be remarried, is there?
Yes, there is. That was the surprise I mentioned in my wireless. I'm going to be married again.
You're going to be married? Oh, honey, wouldn't you give me one more try?
Oh, let's not discuss.
I'd change my whole life.
Murray, let's not talk about it.
I haven't got a chance.
I want you for my friend. I like you. But we've never had anything in common. As I look back now, I must have seemed very uninteresting. But 18 years is a long time. The time itself is a sort of bond between. I always want to feel that you're my friend.
What's his name?
Frederick Drake.
What does he do?
His family's always been in the woolen business.
Well, you mean that Drake underwear stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing the ads. Gosh, how I must have fallen. Leaving me for a guy in woolen underwear.
He doesn't wear them, he makes them.
Kind of a jolt to my pride.
Murray, I've come back for my jewelry. That is, if you think the jewels are rightfully mine.
Well, of course they're yours. You bought most of them yourself, and the rest I gave you. Whose else would they be?
Then may I have... I'm still romantic enough to have a sentimental interest in them.
Gee, that's a funny thing. When I borrowed those stones, I didn't need them. I had plenty of cash. I only took them because I wanted to have some sort of a hold on you. I never touched them until last night. And last night I lost them in a crap game. But don't you worry, I'll find some... I got it. All my life I've been looking for a sure thing gamble. I just found one. I can't lose. I might even win that $20. I gotta run along now.
It's been nice seeing you again, Murray.
You're a swell girl, Virginia. At least you'll always give me credit for knowing that much, won't you?
Take care of yourself. You look so tired.
Sure, I'll be fine. You'll have your jewels back in a week, and old man woolen underwear will have a great little wife. Virginia, may I kiss you? Or is that against the rules of the game?
Of course not.
Everything's going to be hunky-dory. So long.
Waiting long?
No.
I wasn't sure which building you said.
I want you to take good care of this. If anything happens,
What's going to happen?
well, if I should get the croup or anything, I want you to see that Virginia gets this envelope.
Say, listen, you're not thinking of knocking yourself off.
Don't be crazy. What'd you get me?
12,000 was all I could dig up.
Not much like the old days, is it, Freddie?
I should say not.
Where's the game?
It's Joe Hyman's place. Say, listen, I wonder if you ought to gamble the way you're lucky.
I can't lose.
Martha is a hard guy.
Mm-hmm. But I'm outsmarting you. There. Now remember what I told you. You see that Virginia gets it. Come on, those guys will be waiting.
Hello, Murray.
Hi.
Hello, Murray. Hello, Murray. Come on, let's get going. Let's go start. All here? We can get started?
Yeah.
How are you, Danny boy?
Oh, great. How are you?
Hello, Murray.
How do you feel?
How are you?
Fine. How are you, Master? You outsmarted me yet?
I will.
Good luck to you. How are the fights last night? Oh, I think we did. Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. 1,000 more.
I'll see it.
Full.
Good.
What time is it? 3 o'clock Saturday morning.
From 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Some seconds. Any of you fellas holding Murray's IOUs, I'll give you 50 cents on the dollar for them.
You have my $60,000 worth.
Here's my 17,000.
I'm lousy with them.
94 grand.
I've got 9 grand here. I'll keep mine.
Thank you, Danny.
You owe me 210,000. Looks like I'm going to outsmart you.
The day you outsmart me is the day you collect.
I'll give you until Tuesday night, 8 o'clock.
What do you want me to be?
Grand Central Hotel, room 347,
I'll see you there.
with the money.
I'm outsmarting you right now.
8 o'clock, Tuesday night. That's the deadline. With the money.
Yeah. In case you change the date of the place, let me know, won't you? I wouldn't want to miss it. Come on, Freddie, let's get some air.
What time is it now? Come in. Right on the dot. You got the money?
Not a nickel.
When will you pay?
I'm not going to pay. That's telling you, isn't it?
Now listen, Murray. I'll give you a couple of weeks.
I knew it. You're welching. I knew you didn't have the nerve to go through with it. I knew it. Lassiter, you're yellow.
I want to give you a chance.
You won't give me anything. I'll take it. And furthermore, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. I got a date with the district attorney tomorrow morning. I'm going down and tell him who bumped off Trailer.
Don't tell them who killed
Yes,
Trailer.
I'll tell him. This town is too small for you and me, Lassiter, and I'm going to see that you get out.
You'll squeal.
Yes, I'll squeal. That goes to me. I wanted to get my wife's jewelry back. I was broke, so I had myself insured for 200 grand. I knew if I killed myself that the policy wouldn't be any good.
You came here deliberately to be bumped off. That's it.
You never saw the day when you could outsmart me.
Get rid of that gun. We got to blow.
I'll take that.
What happened there?
Did they get you?
I'm all right.
You swore to me you wouldn't come up here.
Now you get those papers to Virginia, won't you?
Sure.
And there's 15 grand in the safe for you. Freddie, keep your eye on Willie Coffey. See that he gets enough to eat.
Sure I will.
Was it you, Murray?
Ah, it's just a scratch.
Call Ames right away. I'll send to him.
Now remember, you bring Virginia yourself, will you? Because I want to see her, Freddie.
Sure.
He's a great little guy. But I'm always afraid he's going to cry on me.
Who did it, Murray?
Will you ride with me, Tommy?
Sure I will. Who did? Come on, Murray. We grew up together. I'm a cop. Give me his name. Who did it?
I'll bargain with you.
What do you want?
You take this $20 and buy some toys for those kids. Go on. Give me your word you'll do it, and I'll tell you shut.
On the level?
On the level.
They'll have the toys tomorrow. I'll give you my word. Now tell me, who did it?
A short man with a long beard.
You double-crossed me.
Sure. But you buy the toys anyway, won't you?
Are you Mrs. Golden?
I was.
The doctor has told him he can't live. He asked us not to tell you. But I thought you ought to know just how it is. Causing his delirium, he was sort of raving about you leaving him. If you were to lie to him, it might make his last minutes a little happier.
I understand.
I'd meet him with a smile.
How do you do, Mrs. Gold?
Do with you.
I guess you'll just have to forgive me again.
Always in trouble.
That's one thing about Woolman underwear. You won't have to worry about him.
Murray, I'm not going to marry him. I'm coming back to you.
You're honestly coming back.
Do you want me?
Oh.
The doctor said in 2 or 3 days you'd be out of here. We'll be remarried. Go away to the country somewhere. Only, Murray, this time you've got to promise me now.
I'll never gamble again. This time I know I'm telling the truth.
Oh, sweetheart. What I threw away when I lost you.
But, darling, you didn't lose me. We're going to be happier now than we've ever been. I'll never leave you.
6 to 5. 4th race. Low man wins.
for? Insurance. That's it. That's how to get the jewels back.
Murray, what is it?
I'm glad you're here.
I'll always be with you.
I want to go home.
Doctor.
He's got his wish, Mrs. Golden. He's home now.
Well, there's nothing for you to wait for now. He was the smartest of them all. If he couldn't beat the racket, what chance have any of the others?